Bhutan, a small country nestled in the eastern Himalayas, is a land of mystique and wonder. Often referred to as the land of the thunder dragon, this enchanting nation has more to offer than meets the eye. In this video, we'll embark on a journey to discover the surprising facts that make Bhutan a truly unique destination. From its breathtaking landscapes to its rich cultural heritage, Bhutan is a treasure trove of experiences waiting to be unveiled. So, buckle up as we delve into the lesser-known facets of Bhutan that will leave you both amazed and inspired. Bhutan, officially known as the Kingdom of Bhutan, is a landlocked gem nestled between China to the north and India to the south. It's a relatively small country with a population of over 727,000 and covers an area of about 38,394 square kilometers. What's interesting is that although Nepal and Bangladesh are close neighbors, they don't share a direct border with Bhutan. It is a mountainous paradise where subalpine Himalayan peaks in the north tower over lush subtropical plains in the south. The tallest among these peaks is Gangkhar Puensum, standing at over 7,000 meters, making it the highest unclimbed mountain in the world. Talk about a majestic view! Bhutan's wildlife is just as diverse as its landscape, featuring unique species like the Himalayan takin and the golden langur. It's like a natural haven for biodiversity enthusiasts. The capital and the largest city, Thimphu, is a vibrant hub, home to approximately 1/7 of Bhutan's population. Now, let's delve into the heart of Bhutanese culture and history. Bhutan's rich history dates back centuries. In the first millennium, Buddhism spread to Bhutan from the Indian subcontinent, shaping its cultural and spiritual identity. In the 16th century, Ngawang Namgyal unified the valleys of Bhutan into a single state, fending off Tibetan invasions and establishing a theocratic government. Fast forward to the 20th century, the House of Wangchuck emerged as the monarchy, securing autonomy in exchange for British advice on foreign policy. Today, Bhutan stands proudly as a constitutional monarchy with a parliamentary government. In 2008, Bhutan adopted a democratic constitution, paving the way for an elected National Assembly and a National Council. And guess what? Bhutan is a founding member of the South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation, SAARC. In 2020, Bhutan ranked 3rd in South Asia in the Human Development Index and 19th on the Global Peace Index, claiming the title of the most peaceful country in the region. It's also a member of various international organizations, emphasizing its commitment to global cooperation. Bhutan's economic achievements are impressive too. In 2016, it topped the charts in economic freedom, ease of doing business, peace, and lack of corruption within the SAARC nations. And did you know? Bhutan boasts one of the largest water reserves for hydropower in the world. However, there's a growing concern. Melting glaciers, a result of climate change, pose a challenge to Bhutan's pristine environment. It's a reminder that even in this idyllic kingdom, the effects of global issues are felt. Now, buckle up, because we're about to dive into some mind-blowing revelations about Bhutan that'll leave you saying, "Wait, what?" Get ready for a roller coaster of surprising facts that will have you seeing the Kingdom of Bhutan in a whole new light. Number 1. The only carbon-negative country in the world. Most countries are struggling with carbon emissions, contributing to the global climate crisis. But Bhutan, nestled in the eastern Himalayas, is a true environmental gem. Over 70% of this country is blanketed in lush, green forests, and that's the key to its carbon-negative status. Bhutan acts as a carbon sink, absorbing a whopping 7 million tons of carbon dioxide every year, while only emitting around 2 million tons. How did they achieve this extraordinary feat? Let's break it down. First off, Bhutan implemented a ban on log exports, protecting its vital forest resources. In fact, their constitution mandates that 60% of the country's total land area remains under forest cover for all time. Talk about a commitment to the environment. Bhutan leverages its abundant rivers for hydroelectric power, generating renewable energy without the carbon footprint. This not only powers the nation, but also allows Bhutan to export surplus energy to neighboring countries. Another fantastic initiative: free hydroelectric power for rural farmers. By providing clean energy without cost, it encourages sustainable practices while minimizing reliance on less eco-friendly alternatives. Bhutan's unwavering focus on environmental friendliness and sustainable practices isn't just a local effort, it's a global inspiration. The country's dedication to reducing its negative impact on the environment has ripple effects worldwide. Now, it's crucial to acknowledge that Bhutan is a small, non-industrialized nation. While their approach might face challenges on a larger scale, their achievement demonstrates what can happen when environmental sustainability takes center stage in the political agenda. Number 2. Isolated from the world until the 1970s. Imagine a world where a country stays hidden from the rest of the globe for almost 6 decades. Well, that's the unique story of Bhutan. Until 1974, Bhutan remained veiled from the world, with minimal contact and exposure to external influences. Bhutan was founded about 64 years before it decided to open its doors, and even then, it was for a very special occasion, the coronation of the new king. It was in 1974 that media was finally allowed to cover this momentous event, marking the first glimpse the world got of this enchanting kingdom. Television sets didn't make their way into Bhutan until the 1990s. Can you believe it? While the rest of the world was catching up on the latest shows and news, Bhutan was still navigating through its journey of isolation. The 1970s were a turning point, allowing media to enter, but it wasn't until a couple of decades later that Bhutanese households welcomed the marvel of television. So, why did Bhutan choose to remain isolated for so long? Well, it turns out that this isolation played a crucial role in preserving the unique national identity of Bhutan. The country was able to shield itself from some of the less desirable aspects of modernity, maintaining a distinct cultural heritage, political structure, and socio-economic systems. Number 3. The king abdicated the throne for democracy. We all know that the world can be a bit messy when it comes to politics, with corruption and power struggles often making headlines. But what if I told you about a king who voluntarily gave up his throne for the sake of democracy? In the tiny kingdom of Bhutan, King Jigme Singye Wangchuck made a decision that turned heads and set a remarkable example for the rest of the world. It was the early 2000s, and King Jigme Singye Wangchuck, the fourth Dragon King of Bhutan, sits on the throne. Despite the stability and success his reign brought, he realized something crucial. He understood that the future of Bhutan should not solely depend on having a good and honest king. So, what did he do? King Jigme Singye Wangchuck decided to pave the way for democracy in Bhutan. In 2005, he abdicated the throne, willingly relinquishing his position of absolute power. Now, why would someone do that, you might ask? Well, he believed in the greater good, in the idea that Bhutan deserved a system where the people could have a say in their governance. With the king's visionary move, Bhutan embraced democracy. The wheels of change were set in motion, and elections became the norm. The establishment of a constitution laid the foundation for a constitutional monarchy, transforming Bhutan into a peaceful and democratic nation. It's a rare and uplifting story that sets Bhutan apart from the political chaos we often hear about. Number 4. Happiness prevails over GDP. You might be accustomed to hearing about GDP, the gross domestic product, as a measure of a country's economic health. But here in Bhutan, they've taken a unique and refreshing approach. They believe that true progress goes beyond just monetary wealth. Instead, they've embraced something called Gross National Happiness, or GNH. Bhutan doesn't rely on GDP alone. They've got a different yardstick for measuring their prosperity. Now, let's break down what makes Bhutan's approach to happiness so special. Bhutanese people focus on 4 pillars, or you can call them the 4 secret ingredients to their happiness recipe. The first one is sustainable development. Unlike the obsession with constant growth, Bhutan values development that can be maintained without harming the environment. Imagine a world where progress and nature coexist harmoniously. Pillar number 2 is all about preserving and promoting their unique cultural values. Bhutan takes immense pride in its rich traditions and heritage. Whether it's vibrant festivals, intricate art, or the warmth of the Bhutanese people, cultural values are at the core of their national identity. The third pillar, good governance. Bhutanese people believe that a just and responsible government is key to happiness. They've crafted policies that prioritize the well-being of their citizens over sheer economic numbers. It's about ensuring everyone has a voice and a fair shot at a fulfilling life. And finally, the fourth pillar is a healthy environment. Bhutan understands that a clean and thriving environment is crucial for the well-being of its people. They actively work towards conservation efforts, making sure their stunning landscapes remain unspoiled for generations to come. Number 5. Bhutan says no to plastic. Bhutan's journey to say no to plastic wasn't an overnight decision. The first attempt to ban plastic bags dates back to 1999. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work out as planned due to the lack of viable alternatives. Bhutan, undeterred, gave it another shot in 2005, and then again in 2009, but the bans didn't stick. Fast forward to 2019, and Bhutan was back in the game with a new and improved plan to tackle the plastic menace. This time, the urgency to manage waste had fueled the initiative. The Bhutanese government, in collaboration with environmental organizations, was determined to make a lasting impact. What's different this time? Well, it's not just about enforcing a ban. The key is raising awareness. Bhutan is on a mission to educate its citizens about the harmful effects of plastic and the importance of embracing alternatives. Homemade carry bags, eco-friendly jute bags, and beautifully hand-woven alternatives are being promoted to sensitize the citizens. Number 6. No smoking in public places. Smoking is a global issue, with many countries implementing various strategies to curb its prevalence. But Bhutan takes it a step further. In this small Himalayan kingdom, smoking and the use of tobacco products are strictly prohibited in public places. That includes cinema halls, restaurants, streets, you name it. Bhutan hasn't left smokers in the lurch. They've created designated areas for smokers, ensuring that individuals can still indulge without affecting the general public. It's all about balance, right? Breaking this law isn't just a slap on the wrist. Oh no, Bhutanese authorities take it seriously. If caught smoking in public, you could face imprisonment for 3 to 5 years. That's how committed they are to creating a smoke-free environment. Bhutan goes above and beyond by not only banning smoking, but also putting strict measures on the cultivation, harvesting, and sale of tobacco products. They aim to be the world's first smoke-free nation, and they're serious about it. Number 7. The highest unclimbed peak in the world. Gangkhar Puensum stands tall at a whopping 7,570 meters, making it the highest mountain in Bhutan. But here's the kicker. No one has ever conquered it. That's right. It remains one of the last uncharted territories for climbers. Since 1987, Bhutan has prohibited access to Gangkhar Puensum. But why? Well, before the ban, numerous attempts were made to conquer the summit, and each one ended in failure. The first team that took on the challenge couldn't even find the mountain because the maps back then were so wildly inaccurate. Number 8. It is illegal to kill anything. What's the deal with this no-kill policy? Well, it turns out that Bhutan takes environmental conservation to a whole new level. The Bhutanese people have a deep respect for all living creatures, and to maintain this harmony, they have a strict ban on killing animals and birds. The roots of this law can be traced back to the traditional values of Buddhist teachings, which form a significant part of Bhutanese culture. Buddhism emphasizes nonviolence and compassion towards all living beings, and that's exactly what Bhutan has embraced. The law prohibits the taking of any life, no matter how big or small. How do they manage to sustain their dietary needs without hunting or fishing? Well, here's the twist. While they don't kill animals locally, they do consume meat. In fact, quite a lot of it. But here's the catch. All the meat in Bhutan is imported from other countries. The Bhutanese government is dedicated to upholding these values, even when it comes to their citizens' diets. To ensure that no animals are harmed within their borders, they import all the meat they need. It's a unique approach to maintaining ecological balance while still meeting the dietary preferences of the people. Number 9. Bhutanese love spice. In Bhutan, spice isn't just a condiment, it's a way of life. The Bhutanese won't touch a meal unless it's got that fiery kick. And what's fascinating is that here, chilies aren't just a seasoning, they're considered a vegetable, a vital ingredient that brings flavor to every dish. These chilies, or ima as the locals lovingly call them, are devoured by the forkful, or spoonful I suppose, by the Bhutanese. And the most incredible part? No need for a quick glass of water after just one bite. The Bhutanese have truly mastered the art of handling spice. It's not just about the heat, it's about tradition and culture. Ima is introduced early in life, even to toddlers. It's not just a culinary choice, it's a cultural staple. And you know what they say? Spice is nice. Especially when it's an essential part of your culture. Why are Bhutanese so head over heels for spice, you ask? Well, part of it could be the cold climate of the Himalayas they call home. When you're nestled in the mountains, a bit of heat from those chilies can be just the thing to warm you up from the inside out. Number 10. Education and healthcare is free for all citizens. Did you know that Bhutan is one of the few countries where education and healthcare are free for all citizens? But it wasn't always like this. Until the 1950s, the primary source of education in Bhutan was Buddhist monasteries. Fast forward to the first development plan, and we see a significant shift with the establishment of 108 schools. Talk about progress. Bhutan takes healthcare seriously as a top priority in its development plan. The healthcare system blends modern and traditional practices. The journey began in 1961 with 2 hospitals, 2 doctors, and 2 nurses, coinciding with Bhutan's first 5-year development plan. Today, most regional hospitals offer basic diagnostic tests, including X-rays. Bhutan's commitment to healthcare extended globally. In 1982, Bhutan became a member of the World Health Organization, seeking support for its modern healthcare system. Free healthcare is not just for citizens. Even visitors and foreigners living in Bhutan enjoy the benefits. Now, that's hospitality. Number 11. It is mandatory to wear the national dress. You're in Bhutan, and you stroll into a government building or a school. What's the one thing you'll notice? Well, it's not just the stunning landscapes or the friendly people, it's the fact that everyone is dressed in the national attire. In Bhutan, it's not just a choice, it's a rule. It is mandatory to wear the national dress to schools, government buildings, or any formal occasion. And when I say national dress, I mean the go for men and the kira for women. Men sport the go, a knee-length robe that's not just a piece of clothing but a symbol of tradition and identity. It's tied with a belt. The go is folded in such a way that it creates a pocket in front of the stomach. It's like a stylish and functional touch. Bhutan has a unique way of preserving and promoting its traditional values. The national dress is a symbol of Bhutanese identity, and by making it mandatory, they're ensuring that these values are upheld, especially during business hours. Number 12. Low crime rates. We all know about the stunning landscapes and the concept of gross national happiness, but did you know that Bhutan boasts incredibly low crime rates? Yeah, it's one of those surprising facts that make you go, really? How does that work? Bhutan is known for its rich Buddhist heritage, and here's the kicker. The majority of the population practices Buddhism. This isn't just a religious thing, it's a way of life. Buddhism teaches love, compassion, and the importance of inner peace. And you know what? That reflects in their society. The emphasis on nonviolence and harmony has a direct impact on crime rates. Bhutan experiences remarkably low crime rates, and here's why. Violent crimes? Rarely reported. The cultural and spiritual values instilled through Buddhism contribute to a society where conflicts are often resolved peacefully. It's like a ripple effect. When you have a nation rooted in values of kindness and understanding, the need for crime diminishes. Number 13. Bhutan was the last country to introduce TV. Did you know that Bhutan was the last country to introduce television? Bhutan embraced the small screen in 1999, making us wonder, how did they manage without the allure of TV for so long? Well, it turns out there's a fascinating story behind it. The Bhutanese government actually banned television before 1999, fearing that it might corrupt the unique Buddhist way of life that is deeply ingrained in the country. But here's the kicker. What was the first show that graced the Bhutanese TV screens? It was the 1998 World Cup final held in France. Just imagine, after years of TV abstinence, the Bhutanese folks were treated to the excitement of a global football showdown. Now that's one way to break the TV ban. Number 14. It has never been conquered. Bhutan, with its rugged and inaccessible terrain, has remained unconquered throughout history. But it's not just about the geography. It's a tale of smart decisions and strategic negotiations. The credit goes to the wise rulers, kings and gurus, who navigated through the complex web of geopolitics. Back when the British were expanding in India and Nepal, Bhutan's leaders struck clever deals, ensuring their nation's autonomy. Bhutan's independence is deeply rooted in its history. The country developed a strong national identity based on Buddhism, and it was governed as a Buddhist theocracy, with various fiefdoms making up its territory. In the 19th century, Bhutan faced a civil war. However, the House of Wangchuck emerged victorious, reuniting the country and establishing ties with the British Empire. This strategic move set the stage for Bhutan's continued independence. Fast forward to the 20th century, as the world underwent transformative changes, Bhutan found itself strategically partnering with India during the rise of Chinese communism, even while maintaining a disputed border with China. In 2008, Bhutan took a historic step by transitioning from an absolute monarchy to a constitutional monarchy. The nation held its first ever election, paving the way for the establishment of the National Assembly as part of a bicameral parliament. Number 15. Phallus for fertility and good luck. One of the unique tradition in Bhutan is the drawing phalluses on walls for good luck and fertility. This ancient practice, rooted in Bhutanese culture, is believed to ward off evil spirits and increase the chances of pregnancy. These phallus paintings, credited as Kunli's creations, can be found on houses throughout Bhutan, especially in villages. Interestingly, these symbols, representing an erect penis, are intended to drive away the evil eye and gossip. While they're not depicted in temples and dzongs, rural homes proudly display them. It's not just limited to walls. Wooden phalluses are used as scarecrows in fields and even adorn the headgear of atsaras, masked clowns, during the Sechu festival. The belief in their power is so strong that they're routinely painted on new homes and even on truck number plates. So, if you ever find yourself on a road trip from Paro to Thimphu, be prepared for the common sight of these explicit phallus paintings on the walls of homes, shops, and eateries. Bhutan truly embraces its traditions in the most unexpected ways. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more intriguing cultural insights.